Hey everybody, and welcome to the Inspiration 98.7 Special Edition. This is a conversation that is really been kind of like bothering me since I've heard it, since I read about it. And as you see, I'm with my fabulous co-host, Miss Shelley LJ.
What's up?
Look, we all look.
What's up?
So, guys, first of all, we wasn't even planning on going
We
live.
weren't. We weren't. We were not.
But this is something I really, this live here is really to open it up to the people. We are opening this live up to the people, to you. So everybody that is tuned in, that will join in, you guys can share this post. We want to hear from you, the people, how you feel. As you see, the title is on the screen, Reopening America. So,
Woo.
well, first of all, I seen this and I was like, okay, let's see what the guidelines and everything is. And I think I sent you the information about the guidelines and
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
And I sent you everything about the guidelines and everything. Um, I read the guidelines and I'm like, okay, this still don't make sense. So I'm thinking in my head, okay, they're not gonna do this anytime soon. Then I get the post saying that today our wonderful people that we so called America wants to wants to be a part of the wants to open up. It's crazy. I'm so
They
sorry.
want to
Right now.
reopen.
So
They want to
I'm
reopen Georgia.
confused.
But so this is the part that made me and Shonda decide we were gonna come on. Because they want to open contract workers, small businesses, nail salons, barber shops, bowling alleys, movie theaters, all the things that are small, confined. But then they say they want us to still follow the guidelines and stay 6 feet apart from one another. So when we heard that, we were like, no, 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 no. We're going to have to take this
Mhm.
to our viewers. We're going to have to take this to the people that, and we're going to have to see what they think. So we want y'all to come on, and we're on Facebook. If you want to hear it on the radio station, send us a Facebook comment and we'll send you personally the link to the radio station because we just really wanted to do this on Facebook. We wanted to make sure that, you know, we can't be the only two people that's feeling this way. So we have some other guests with us
Right.
also. But y'all, is this sound as nut butt to
So
y'all
we
that
have
just us?
other guests that's on, and we want to. We have some people that wanted to chime in on this with us. So we have Miss Nisa Miller.
Hello, everyone.
And,
What's
Oh,
up?
get that picture. Hold on, I want you to get that picture in the background. There we go.
how are you, Nisa?
I'm good, like you. A little frustrated and annoyed by the news today.
Right. Because I'm gonna tell you the part that actually got me. The part that actually the part that actually got me is because he said, I understand that when we open up Georgia, I understand this virus is going to spread. Now, first of all, let me
Mhm.
put a disclaimer up here. I am not going live or anything to start any type of political debate. I'm
No.
not talking about politics. I'm not talking about who running for who running for what office. I'm not talking about that. I'm not concerned about that. My concern right now is for the people. and how do the people feel about opening America. And I understand people, businesses, and everything needs to be open. I truly get that, and I understand people needs to make money for a living. But do you actually think that it's necessary to open it right now? And you still saying social distancing, but the certain things that are being said, how do you feel about this, Lisa?
I feel like his intention is not for the good of the state of Georgia. I feel like you said, you announced like small businesses, bowling alleys, restaurants, people that are kind of like they said, you can't work from home. I really feel like this is a way for him to not pay anybody as far as the stimulus money to help these small businesses and to help like the little man. You know, they had what, $350 billion that was supposed to be allocated for small businesses. And you find out that 20 million was given to Ruth Chris. All of the major airlines got $1 billion bailout. So where was that money to help the small people or small businesses? Because had you allocated that money to the small businesses, they could safely be at home, you know, and still maintaining their daily livelihood until it was safe for everyone to come out. So I feel like it's just like, hey, let's just let them go ahead and go back to work. You know, whatever happens, happens. That way we're off the hook. We don't have to pay them, because if they decide, oh yeah, the state is open, but I don't, for my safety, want to work, you know, I'm going to stay home. And then the government is off the hook as far as like paying out unemployment or giving out that money, because they're like, oh, well, we opened it up. It was up to you to open your doors.
So what you're saying is that this is like a catch-22.
Yeah.
That you think that this is more of a catch-22. We opened it back up. So if y'all decide not to go back to work, then now it's not on us anymore. It's on you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's jacked up.
Yeah. All that people getting unemployment, you know, all that stuff, you know, that was supposed to be, you know, to help the small man, everybody, you know, now, hey, we're opening back up. You can go to work, but if you choose not to, now we don't have to give you unemployment. Now we don't have to give you the SBA loans and everything like that, because frankly, all that money is gone, because again, they gave it to who they wanted to give it to.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you, no true small business owners benefited from that $350 billion.
Okay, so this listener said that I think he's talking about Kump. That he has always been.
Y'all know she got the words. Mama Jen got the words.
That he has always been self-serving, and that's what it seems like.
Agreed.
I heard that too. I've heard different things about our governor. I heard different things about our president. But, you know, like I said, when it comes to the political portion of all of this, I'm not worried about that. This is my concerning right here. You have all these trillion, billions of people, and you talking about opening up the world. And then the part that really just stuck to me, you have it in black and white saying, I know this is going to spread. I know this is going to have the virus raise more than what it already is doing. But if you already know this is what's going to happen, this is my question and what's playing in my mind. If you know this is what's going to happen, why are you doing it? And I get it that it's about money. I get it, it's about money. You're not thinking about the people that have babies. You're not thinking about the people that have older people or they family members that they're taking care of. This is my concern. My concern is strictly about the people. That's why we opened this up, and I wanted to get you guys' feedback on what's going on. I think we also have another person that wanted to chime in with us, Leroy. Leroy, are you there?
Yes, how y'all doing?
Hey,
What's up?
on this whole thing about reopening America.
Well, I think is like I said, it's all about the money, and to get the people not mad at him for shutting it down. But what he's doing is he's opening up a can because people is going to come out. It's going to be the same way. But what we have to do is go through what he say, but we have to also keep ourselves safe.
That's right.
Keep your safe distance. Keep all your hands clean, like they say. Follow the guidelines. But far as him opening it up, I think it's too premature. Too premature.
So this is what he says. He says, given favorable data, Kemp said that gyms. Put your phone. Kemp said that gyms, fitness centers, bowling alleys, beauty shops, and salons, barbershops, body art studios, and more would be able to reopen Friday, April 24th. Kemp said reopening these businesses would not be as business as usual and would require companies to implement changes to ensure sanitation mandates and social distancing. Okay, so how are you going to social distance getting a tattoo?
And your nails done and a massage.
Now, girlfriend, you know I need my nails done. I'm really thinking about that. I don't know about that one. We're gonna have to do mask. We're gonna have to do double mask. We're gonna have triple mask. Girl, my nails in the back.
I'm glad I don't get my nails done.
Woo! Now when I saw that nail salon,
and you like, woo!
I'm not gonna lie. Girl, these nails, I got one almost coming off, one splitting.
What got me is that they said the massage therapist. How is that social distancing if the massage therapist got
but gyms, that is like the sweatiest, nastiest little place. Like everybody is going to do their workout, be sweaty all over the place.
Your pores are gonna be open.
So
yes.
Tom Bone said they don't care. They don't care about us.
I don't.
They don't care about us. You know, I'm just like, what? You know, so many people are saying it's too soon, not.
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's real crazy. It's crazy because, like I said, you have the people. You want. Like I said, and I keep repeating this because I understand this is all about money. So I heard something about they also trying to open this because of the 5G towers or something.
See, that was my theory.
What that? That's what I'm trying to figure out. What is the 5G got to?
Well, they had some conspiracy theories out there about this new 5G web that they're going to bring about. That 5G was that the virus was not. They said that in China, that I think it's Wuhan, or that it started there.
Right.
So, but they also said that was the first site of the 5G that started there, that it started in Wuhan, London, Australia, that these are the places that were hit hard, that those are the places that were hit hard. But 5G started there first. Now, they were saying that 5G, and this is what I've been reading, and this is what some of the conspiracy theories have said. So I don't know if this is true, but in researching, it makes you go, because they're saying that 5G, that this is a part of radiation poisoning. Now, when I looked up radiation poisoning, and I looked up the signs and symptoms of radiation poisoning, it was exactly the same signs and symptoms of the coronavirus.
Mm.
So this was a theory that they want to open back up the state. They want to open back up the world. And then what's going to happen is that a lot of people are going to get re-sick. But see, they also want, if you notice on the commercials, if you notice your commercials, they have phones that are saying it's a 5G phone.
Right.
That the internet is faster, you get your data is quicker. So they're promoting a lot of these 5G. So the 5G towers are up. They're up. So once they're up and they start promoting this, what's going to happen? This is just my theory, not fact, not anything on Inspiration 98.7. This is
Disclaimer.
Disclaimer. This is my disclaimer that Shelly is. This is my theory that once they open it back up, people are going to get sick. But then the 5G is up and running. They have put that in place. People are back in, because who's going to really say the gym, nail salons, barber salons, bowling alleys, all of these places that they're saying that they want to, fitness centers, beauty shops, they want to reopen this, and people are going to get re-sick. The same, and I'm going to pull it up in a few minutes, the same symptoms as radiation poisoning is that mirrors the symptoms of coronavirus.
So I have a question, Shelly.
It takes the same amount of time to recognize radiation poisoning of the same time to recognize coronavirus.
So I have a question.
Wow.
With what you're saying, the 5G and the radiation poisoning and everything like that, are you saying that like people will go out and let's say get the newest iPhone and now it'll be 5G capable, right? And then so it almost makes me wonder, is it like that movie called The Cell? And in that movie, it was, your phone rang. If you were on your phone at a certain time, I guess they pushed a button and it did something to people and they started hurting themselves. Are you meaning like, you mean it's something like along like that?
So the movie that she's talking about was this movie that I'm echoing. Put me on speaker. So the movie that she's talking about is this movie that had came out, and it has Samuel Jackson in it.
And John Cusack.
And John Cusack. And so what it was is that he was the villain. Samuel Jackson was the villain, but he was trying to get everybody a free government phone. And on this free government phone, it had a certain sound that would come through it. And once that certain sound came through it, that it would make behaviors change, and the behaviors would become very violent.
Okay.
So they would control different atmospheres of people killing other people because they had this government phone. So everybody got the phone because they wanted a free government phone.
No, Shelly, not that one.
But
that is the one, the Kingsman or something like that. That's the movie we're talking about.
Yes.
The Cell is a movie where everyone's like, because everyone in this technology age, everyone's always on their phone. So what happened is there was some kind of neurological like sound that went through your cell phone, and once it did that, or once you heard that, it made you like start killing people. But it was almost John Cusack was like trying to get to the cell because it was like basically snatching people and putting them in this like zombie like state. And so where like they had no control of their bodies or anything like that. They were just like in this zombie like state, and they were controlled by this cell tower. So that's why I'm asking, is this kind of like, because I don't believe that, and this is just my personal opinion, I don't think that the movies that we watch on TV, I don't think anyone's imagination is that vivid to come up with it. So I feel like at some point, someone has either been through it, or just like the movie, if you watch the movie Contagion from 2011, we are living that exact movie now.
And see that movie Contagious, that's what I keep telling my husband and my friends. I am a sci-fi movie
Me too.
watcher because once you watch the sci-fi, even the
Yep.
Matrix, if you look
Yep.
at the Matrix and look at these movies, they're telling you what's
They're
going to
telling us.
happen.
Yep.
Like the movie with Will Smith in it with the robots, and the robots start attacking the people.
Mhm.
And now they're getting us interested in robots. Now we have a robot that can vacuum our floor. And they
Exactly.
call it a robot that can vacuum your floor. They don't call it a vacuum, a wireless
Right.
vacuum. They call it a robot.
Yep.
So now we have robots are vacuuming our floor. So I got the symptoms. Okay. Possible symptoms include nauseousness and vomiting, diarrhea, headache, fever, dizziness and disorientation, weakness and fatigue, hair loss, body shakes, and stool, blood and stool, bloody
Oh
vomiting
wow.
and blood and stool, infections, and low blood pressure.
Mm.
Wow. Wow. So for those
That
of
is
you that are just joining our live, we are discussing Open in America. As we all know, for those of us that live in Georgia, um, Governor Kemp is deciding to open America this Friday. Well, open Georgia, I'm sorry, this Friday to some business. So we came on tonight to get you, the people. We came on to get the people opinion, because I know I see some people saying that it's opening too soon. They don't care about us. And then the one they say will take care of you, Hunty. Make your nails look lovely. They can do that at funeral homes too. and,
woo,
and she
woo.
right. And she right. And she right.
That's
But
right.
this is what I wanted to ask you, Nisa,
Yep.
because this affects you a lot as well, because you are a small business owner.
Right.
Mhm.
How has this completely affected you?
Well, I mean, I can't work. I have an event design company, and of course, if I can't get out and do events for people, I don't work. But my 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 family's health and safety and my health and safety are more than anything. I could care less. I don't care if they said we couldn't open up, we got to be in the house for a year. I'm okay with that.
Right.
I have not physically left my home since March 17th
Are you
at
you
all.
don't what about food shopping?
My husband goes and does all that.
Oh, you see.
Yeah, I send him out to do it. I stay because I'm sickly. I have a weak immune system.
Okay.
So my
Okay.
thing is, let me, and my children unfortunately have inherited that from me. So
Mhm.
as far as being our safeguard is, okay, let my husband go out. He does all the great. He masks up, gloves up. When he comes back in, he showers. We take the clothes straight to the laundry. We're putting the right steps in place to be cautious.
Right. Right.
But as far as like going and working, absolutely not. And we fortunately we were a family to save and put money away for a rainy day. You never know when that rainy day is going to be. So
Okay.
luckily, we're able to maintain, and we're
Mhm.
okay for the next 6 months, or if it has to be a year, we're okay. But as far as business wise, no, everything's on standstill, everything's on hold. And again, I'm okay with that, because even when he opens up on Friday, me and mine, we still ain't leaving the house.
That's how I feel. My son said that today. I told him, I said, well, they said that they're gonna let up and let people go back out. He said, but are you gonna let me go back out? I was like, no, indeed not.
Mm-mm.
No.
No, nothing
Because
for
this
you.
is the thing, is that people are going to get this money and emotionally go out.
Yep.
They're emotionally going to go on their emotions and woo, I need to go out, I need to do this, I need to do
Yep.
that. And just like the lady said, it's so funny. We'll take care of you, honey. Make sure that the nails look lovely. They do that in the funeral home. And I'm just like, well, you know
Absolutely.
what? Okay, she's right.
Yep, absolutely right.
It really is right. So another thing that I want to talk about, and this somewhat touches on opening up America. I seen this lady from New York. She's the lady from a seafood restaurant. She owns a seafood restaurant in New York. And I want you guys to see her on this too. She was so hurt and so upset. She was yelling at the cameras at their mayor because from what I'm understanding when I was watching the video, she has dead family members living in her house still, and they have not came and removed the bodies out of the house.
This in Georgia?
No, this is in New York.
New York.
New York.
Oh my God.
And this lady she is on camera crying, and she's telling the mayor of New York, this is not a Trump issue. This is your issue. You can send somebody to come and take
and get
care
these.
of it. I did not know. I mean, I knew that New York was being overtaken by the corona. I can say that much. I knew New York was being overtaken because of what things were said and what things were going on. But I did not know that it was to this extent that they're still leaving deceased loved ones in their house and not coming to get them. I don't.
And you know, that's nasty. The thing is that is and not to say that it's nasty. I'm sorry. I don't want to say that. But a dead body that is decaying is just as dangerous to the person that's living.
Yep.
Because the thing is that in the Bible, you can even read that one of the punishments for killing somebody is that they would die. They would put the dead body on the person. They had to walk around with this dead body. Now their body would start to die. So it's a proven fact that you can't, that is not healthy for the living. Right. And then, Shonda, did you see on Facebook, somebody sent me a message that in China, all of these bodies were washing up on shore. Like tons of bodies was just washing up on shore. You know, I don't think they have done right by the people that have perished. And I think that they are not doing right by the people that are living. I mean,
because they don't have to. They feel they don't have to because they can do whatever it is they want to do, and we'll know what they want us to know.
So this is what Evangelist Jean Thomas. They are counting on people getting that money and running out and spending it like they have just hit the low income lottery. The low income lottery, and they need the stores to be open so that people have somewhere to spend that money. They don't want people to hold on to it. You know,
that stimulus money wasn't to help us. It was to help the economy. They want you to get that money and go back and give it back to them. But then they want to be able to say, oh, well, we helped. We gave y'all some money. What you chose to do with is what you chose to do with it.
Now, you noticed everyone that they're opening on Friday is an entertainment. Like bowling, restaurant, well, some restaurants. Okay, that's all entertainment. So what they want to do is put that money into there and have people connected close together so it can all happen again. It's sad.
You know, I haven't got my stimulus money yet, but
me either.
It's going to bills. I mean, I don't want, because people are saying, have y'all heard the commercial where they're saying you could come and buy a brand new car and then they will hold your first payment for 90 days? And I said, what's going on is that they want people to be in debt.
Absolutely.
You know,
that's the true American way. That's the true American dream, right? That's the American way. Be in debt. Yep.
That's like And I can truly say I can truly say that I am blessed because I don't work. I'm sorry, I don't work. I work. This is my job.
Mm-hmm.
This right here, Inspiration 98.7 is my job. Thank you so much. I appreciate all you viewers and you listeners for tuning in to Inspiration 98.7 because you guys, this is what I do. This is me.
Mm-hmm.
But this is what I'm saying. I thank God that I'm still able to pay my bills without that stimulus check.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Because what a lot of people don't understand, and we said this, yes, it was mentioned yesterday on a call as well as on Friday. The stimulus check is an advance on your next year's taxes.
Yep. But you know that they didn't explain it that way in the beginning.
Mm-mm.
No,
No.
I heard that it wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
No. That's like that commercial with the man saying,
I heard that he was giving it away.
that's like that commercial where the old man says, "You want the dollar? You want the dollar?" Oh,
Gotta be quicker than that.
you gotta be quicker than that. You gotta be quicker than that. Because if they would have gave the opportunity to the people of America, the people of the United States, say, look, you guys, we're going to give you $1,000 per adult, $500 per child. As long as they are 17 and under, you're going to get that. But you're going to have to pay it back. Let us know what you want. People are like,
Right.
what? No.
Mhm.
But
Yep.
they didn't give us that opportunity. They put that dollar in front of our face and they say, you want it? You want it? And so many of us are already struggling financially.
Mhm.
So when you see that money, you of course you're gonna say, yeah, where my money at? But
Yep.
when you see you got to pay it back, so that means that you're gonna be broker next year than you are this year because one, a lot of us didn't work for these past 3 months. When you take off 3 months of income off your check at the end of the year, when you file your taxes, you are going to be thousands of dollars underneath of what you made in 2019 or 2019. So your income tax is already going to be cut short because it is you haven't worked. There's 3 months out of your income that you haven't worked. But now you're gonna have to pay $3,000 back.
Right. Think about it. So what they keep doing is they slowly keep giving us a little bit more information. At first it was, oh, we're gonna give you the money. And then it was a little bit later, oh, but wait, you gotta pay it back. So the other shoe's gonna fall. It's gonna be like, oh, but now we consider it a gift. So we're gonna tax you higher next year when it's time to do your refunds. So you just don't know.
Remember, it started by you guys ain't got to worry about paying y'all bills till after this such amount of days.
Yeah.
Worry about the light bill. Oh, we're gonna make sure that your lights don't go off. We're gonna make sure your gas don't go off. But by the time you get the light bill and that gas bill, it's gonna be like maybe hundreds of dollars because you ain't worried about it.
Because it's not forgiven, it's deferred. That's all. That's the difference.
Oh yeah.
And deferred. Some people, what does that mean? Deferred. Nisi, what's that mean? Deferred, because a lot of people may not understand what that means.
So deferred is meaning, so again, with the example of your light bill. So, okay, I can't afford to pay it for the next 3 months, but every month my light bill is $107. That means that $107 for 3 months is going to be times 3 at the end of the deferment payment period. So when I get my bill, it's going to be what, $321 on top of the current bill that I owe. It's deferred. We're just saying you ain't got to pay it right now, but you're going to pay it. We're just going to give you a little bit more time.
But if you ain't got the money now, how you going to have the money then? How you going to have more money then?
They don't care. See, that's the thing. It's like a smoke screen. It's a smoke screen. They want it to be, they want the illusion that they're doing something to help the people. So they keep every little help that they come up with. There's always a back end of it's going to benefit them in the long run. This stimulus money, all of that falls in that same category. It's not to help us the average American. It is
Yeah,
to
because
help them.
they're saying that so many people are going to be out of work. Now,
Yeah.
this is the thing that Americans are not realizing. If we just stop and think, they're saying that so many people are going to be out of work when this happens.
Mhm.
But once those companies reopen, they should be able to get their jobs back. I mean, so
Yeah.
If
why
those
would they
companies
all be
reopen, if
out of
they
work?
reopen.
Well, I mean, most of the companies that are opening, like the bigger, okay, like the government, they know, okay, you have closed, but you get to go back, to your same job. When the
Mhm.
store opens, the store owner is going to depend that the old employees will come back. So they won't have to find new employees, spend more money on training and new hiring. So they're depending that these people are going to come back. So when the stores open, they just keep telling us, try to make us scared. But the thing is that reopening Georgia. Now,
Mhm.
this is what I heard from a really, really good source. Someone that is a state representative. I heard that when the CDC sent out a letter saying that this was going on in Georgia, that him and some other state representatives got the same email. When they opened it. Kemp didn't open it for a few weeks.
Hmm.
So we could have been on top of this in Georgia weeks before he started talking about this is what's going on. So if you would have
Dumb
opened
anyway.
that,
I mean,
if
he's the
you
same
would,
one that's saying, "Oh, I didn't know that you could, if you were asymptomatic, you couldn't pass it." So I mean,
right,
that's who
but
we
see
got.
now he wants to wait to open the text from CDC, but then he wants to rush everybody back in. That's not smart.
No.
That's not
We
smart.
were trying to
And
say
if black people really see what is going on, when they did Black Friday and black people decided they were going to protest against Black Friday but not going shopping, it literally shut down stores.
Mhm.
Literally shut down
something.
stores.
Yep.
So if black people, we have more diabetes illness, we have more high blood pressure illness, we have more illnesses that will make us susceptible to getting the coronavirus when we go
Mhm.
out. If
Yep.
we rush as a community, we rush back in our communities because we are going on our emotions. They are betting. They are betting
Yep.
because you best believe that other nationalities are going to be safe,
Mhm.
they're going to say, I'm good. I
Mhm.
have, like you, enough money to go ahead and I'm good. I'm not rushing back in. I'm not feeling the
Mhm.
crunch of not having money to pay my bills
Mhm.
because you save money for a rainy day.
Mhm.
So they have saved their money for a rainy day. We are not financially, as black people in whole, most of us are
Mhm.
not financially um, at that point where we just have 3 months of bills and rent in savings. Some of
Mhm.
us can't do that.
Kelly Leroy's trying to say something.
I'm sorry, Leroy. Go ahead. I'm sorry, baby. You know you have to let me know.
I'll be honest. It all goes back to uh, when it first happened. When Trump first found out, all right, he got the news. He called it a news hoax because
Mhm.
the Democrats was trying to put, you know, they were saying that they was trying to hoax on the coronavirus. He knew about that in the end of January.
Mhm.
At the beginning of February, that's when it started really occurring in China. He said, "Well, it's not going to happen to us because we don't come over here." Come on now. When somebody comes from way over to China to here, that's how you know it's going to spread. I mean, when he just called it a hoax because the media pressured the coronavirus. How a media going to pressurize a disease? That's what I don't understand. He started. I mean, it could have been prevented. from the beginning of was it March? I mean February.
Mhm.
But the thing is, we have to do our own diligence. We have to protect ourselves. I
Yep.
keep going back to that. We got to protect ourselves. If not, I'm protecting myself. My
Because they
family's
don't
gonna be
care.
protected.
They're saying too that again, conspiracy theorists say that this was a way to do population control.
Yep.
So think about it. If they said like in Illinois, Black people made up, I think like, and don't quote me on the numbers, like 13% of the population, but 40% of the deaths of the coronavirus. You know, so I feel like they're like, oh, if Black people get it, it's okay. If something happens, they die. We don't care about that.
All right.
You know, I think it's a form of population control.
Remember when they was liberating in what was that, Michigan, West Virginia? Now, those was all Democrats. Okay. He was like, go ahead, liberate, but liberate when, indecent. Now, Ohio liberated, that's in their Republican state. He said, well, don't do that. Calm them down. Now, it's a conspiracy somewhere. Somewhere.
Yeah.
So it's
y'all.
So let me just say this. I want people.
One of the comments, somebody said, "How about the 5,000 bodies? Wait, how about the 5,000 bodies buried in an unknown cemetery in New York?"
And the mass graves, yeah.
That was crazy. That was cool.
Wow.
When they show them putting their bodies in this 18-wheeler truck and had 5,000 bodies in an unknown cemetery, and people had to watch. I wonder what that was, my loved one, because the nurse that died in a New York hospital, the sister came on CNN and said the worst part about all this was I don't even know. Put me on mute. That I don't even know where my brother's body is.
Yeah.
There's this it's called a silent weapon for a quiet war. It's on Facebook. You guys can go ahead and look at it. It's called Silent Weapons for Quiet War. If you've never, not disclaimer, it's a silent weapon for a quiet war. It will open your eyes on what's really may be happening. It is a theory that this is what's going on, that it started in 1948, that it was geared towards people and trying to put them on welfare and on food stamps. And they are pushing, it's called housing, where they try to push the housing. But what it really is Section 8. So they're trying to help people to get a Section 8 voucher. And if you guys haven't heard that on the radio, on the news, it's called a housing voucher. And they're trying to get people to go back on food stamps if they need to do a food stamps. I have no at all saying nothing about people that are on Section 8 or food stamps. But when you read a silent war, a silent weapons for a quiet war document, you will see how the government is trying to put minorities in a situation to where they have to depend on the government. They have to depend on the government. So by opening this back up, people are going to get sicker. The economy is going to go downer. People are going to have to get housing vouchers that never had to get them before. It's going to have to get food stamps that never got them before, because he's pushing everybody go back out, everybody go back out, everybody go back out.
We may start getting shipped too.
Well, girl, don't put that kind of fear in black folks.
Bingo.
You got knowledge is power.
Bingo, it's self-serving. Public is not being served anything but a crock. Like they waving skinny, what is that?
Shiny.
Big stimulus money, like they did the original American Indians, and then there's more. And then he typed the whole message out. We ain't supposed to see that coming. I know that's right, Mom. But see, this is the thing. The government always, and see, like this coronavirus, everything always go down. And I'm gonna look. I gotta talk like that. Everything always go down in the land around voting time.
Election. Mm-hmm.
Everything always happens around election time. Why is that? Because it's a distraction. I think when it first got started, I kept telling Shelly, I said, Shelly, don't worry about it. Worry about it, but don't worry about it. But it's a distraction. Stay focused on what we are supposed to do. I kept telling Shelly that. I'm like, Shelly, don't get distracted. This is something that is coming to distract us because for what's coming bigger. Because something, you always know warning come before distraction. Or destruction, I'm sorry. Warning come before destruction. So this is just covering up something that's coming.
Yeah.
So, you know, they got to kind of put they got to put the wool over our eyes over what's coming. So they got to do something. It's a diversion. There you go. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Diversion. That's exactly what this coronavirus is. It's a diversion. Now, let me ask y'all this question. I'm not trying to get spiritual, but I've got to go here. Do y'all think this is part of a spiritual warfare?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Now, I did hear somebody say that this is not a spiritual warfare. I did hear that today, that this is not a spiritual warfare. But this.
I asked that question because I heard that same thing.
And the reason why I say that person is wrong is because there is nothing under the sun that is not done without God saying, okay. If you read Job, and Satan went to Job and God said, what you doing here? He said, I'm here just roaming the world. I'm here just going around. And he said, I'm trying to find somebody that I can test. And he said, test my servant Job. He is my servant. And God said, okay. So when Satan came back, he said, okay, I tested him. All right. He didn't curse you. All right. That's good. But test his flesh. Once you test his flesh, he will surely curse you. Now he said, you can test Job, but you cannot have his life. You can do to him what you want, but you cannot have his life. So when he tested Job, and that's when he made the sores come all over his body, and he went through it all. Job he wished he had never been born. He had a whole lot of serious difficulties. He didn't want to. His wife said, man, just curse God and die. So there is nothing that's under this earth that has happened that God has not said, go ahead. So if that's the issue, then it has to be a spiritual warfare.
Yeah. Agreed.
It has to be.
There's a comment from Kelly. She said, China is saying that blacks started the coronavirus.
Well, we started everything, don't you know? We're the reason for everything. But to see they don't tell us why when we do the good stuff. Why you got lights because a black person did it. You got a stoplight because a black person did it. Everything that the majority of the things that we use, a black person has come up with it. You know that this is what I say. That Satan is trying to make everything bad. But the scripture says that he will take what he's trying to make for bad, but God will take it and make it for good. So, you know, yeah, hey, even though it's black people, it first came out in China. Maybe it was a black Chinaman that started it. I don't know.
I'm trying to tell y'all, I don't know. We get blamed for everything.
We do. You know, we start putting weaves in our hair, and other populations start putting weaves in their hair too. But because it looked more natural than what we did in our hair, then that's what they don't want to give us. All the things that are good, it didn't happen by black people, but because you have it, Black people are the reason for the majority of the things that you are comfortable with today. It's because the Black people started. So maybe it was a Black Chinaman that started in
The Black Chinaman.
the Black Chinaman started. That's what happened. It was his fault.
Mm, I, this is this is this is this is crazy. That's pretty much all I can just say. It is just you have some people that have blinders on that's not paying attention to it, and then you have other people that is like actually reading into it too deep, and then you have those that are actually sitting down and trying to discern. Like me, I'm gonna raise my hand. I'm sitting down trying to discern and wait what's about to happen, or waiting on the word, because there's going to be a word that we all gonna get, and we just all need to just be aware and pay attention.
Right.
I agree with that. I think that there is a word that God is going to send, and I think that there's a word that He's already sent, that we have to pay attention. We have to pay attention. The scripture says that He prefers obedience than sacrifice. We have to be obedient to God, and God is humbling a lot of people. There has been more people that have come to Christ because of the fear of death and the fear of not wanting to go to hell. Somebody asked me, or told me that when people are rushing to go get saved because they want to go to heaven, that they're not going to go to heaven when they die because they rushed in and they really didn't become a Christian. This is my saying. God will use a rock. He will use a rock to praise His word. He will use a rock to overturn. Even if the rock got to hit you upside your head, He will use a rock. So whatever it takes to make people, it says every knee will bow, every mouth will confess. He didn't say how, and He didn't say when, but He said every knee will bow. And there's so many more knees that are bowing right now and confessing right now. Shoot.
You got so many people that it's a lot of people that I've never seen preach that are asking for prayer.
Yes.
That you see them now, like, Lord, okay, I know I ain't done this in a long time, so can you
right.
It's just crazy. It's crazy. We got a comment from Kelly. She said it was created in America and sold as an unstable test to China, which couldn't contain it, and it was released.
And she also said that the U.S.
I heard about that.
There is. All of this started years ago. And they patent. Now, if you never knew that the coronavirus was out, they patent the coronavirus, and they also patent the shot. What is that called when they give you my brain?
The influenza shot.
A what?
The flu shot.
Not the flu shot, but the vaccine. That all of that was patent already, and it was patent in 2016. That's what Kelly said. It was patent in 2016. So this is
2006.
2006.
It was patent,
11/16, 2006. So it was patent way back when, and then they're gonna try to tell me the vaccine was patent in 2006. So now you're gonna try to say that we need to wait another year. On the show that we just had, Shonda, the governor said that the vaccine wouldn't be ready for another year, a year and a half. Now, how was that when it was patent in 2006?
Come on.
Also, Bill Gates talked about the same thing in 2000. It was like 15 years ago. He said it's a pandemic that's going to happen to where everybody will die in masses. He did that on the seminar. He said it 15 years ago. He said a pandemic is going to happen, and we're going to lose thousands of lives.
Mhm.
That's what scares me, because everything is going in phases. You know, the every disease come in hundred years. 1779. I mean 1719. No, 1720 was the Spanish flu. 1820
Yep.
was I think it was Ebola, something like that. 2020 Corona, which is crazy. And I shared something with Shelly. When y'all get a chance, about to spook y'all now. Corona is how many letters? 6 letters.
6. Mhm.
Okay. Now go back to the alphabet and count how many what's the alphabet? Okay. It's 66 from the letters, from Corona, from the letters, and the numbers of the letters equals 666.
Wow.
It's crazy.
When
It's
he
crazy.
said that, I was like, huh?
Right. I'm trying to think in my head.
But
The
when
numbers.
you add it up, you add up each number and see where the letter of the number is.
Like for
Got it.
instance, C is 3.
3. Okay.
Right. Okay. Like
Oh,
O, 24. I don't know the exact number, but it's up there.
got you.
But yeah, it equals 66.
Mm.
And 6 letters is in Corona.
Mm.
666. And the
Wow.
people, I'm not gonna say the name, the people does things in numbers.
A lot of people do things in numbers.
And it's crazy. We gotta pray, y'all. The thing is, me and Shelly was watching something, and they said, you know how you lose your immune system, it goes low when you pray and you see God's face, you get energy.
Mm-hmm.
That's what kills.
Well, what it was saying.
Go ahead, Shelly.
Okay, so what it was saying, and this was it really went home. So they said that when you exercise, that you have certain endorphins that is released in your brain when you exercise. When you laugh, there's certain endorphins that is released in your brain, and they said that they help you with the depression, and that's why they say if you're depressed and inside to exercise, because it helps you with your emotions. Now, when you praise the Lord and you worship God, there are also certain endorphins that are released. And in this releasing these endorphins, that is what's helping you to be healthy, to be happy, to be encouraged because you're worshiping God. You feel better after you listen to when you listen to a gospel song and you're just in one of those moods where you can't, and you listen to that song, and that song takes you physically and mentally into a place of worship. Now, when you finish that worshiping, you feel better. So as Christians, we need to stay in a state of worshiping. We need to really listen to more positive music, more inspirational music, more music of gospel music, because what that's going to do is keep those endorphins popping off in your brain, which will help you to be more healthier. So in this, that's what he was saying, that if we just continuously make sure that we're not putting negative things, because they say when you put negative things in your brain usually keeps on thinking about the negative things. That's why it's so important to have a mindset on Christ. So, that, and when we were watching this, it just really hit home. So we started playing gospel music more. We started putting on more positive music, because I have a 17-year-old that does not. He says he believes in God, and I believe that he believes in God. His actions are very different from his words. He just is like nonchalant and he don't care. And so I'm saying, okay, well, his ear gate will have stuff that goes into it. He may not even understand what's going into it, but I'm going to continuously put the word in, put this music in, and make sure that he hears it. The same thing for my 10-year-old. So that's what this program was saying, that we have to keep ourselves in a state of worship And that there itself will keep us healthy. But we also have to remember that that God has provided us food. He has provided us natural supplements. He has provided us everything that we need to eat healthy and to stay safe. So,
Mm.
so
Well, you guys, this has been, and this is exactly what I wanted to come on, and I wanted to get the people's feelings and how they feel about opening America, and just touch on some of the key points that we've listened to or we heard, and share what some people knew, what we didn't know, as you see. And this is exactly why I wanted to come on here and get you guys, get the listeners, the viewers, opinions, how y'all feel about opening up America. So as for me and moving forward as the American people, so I heard your stance on this, Nisa. You said you ain't going nowhere.
Nope.
She said, I ain't going nowhere. I ain't leaving my house. I don't care what you're saying. Yeah,
Nope.
I ain't going nowhere. Yeah, my husband, he can do all of it. He definitely can do all of it. So Shelly, as for you, because y'all two together, where's y'all stance on this reopening America?
oh, me and mine is gonna be inside.
Mm-hmm.
Me and mine only go to the store for food when we need food. I go shopping for my mother because I don't want her to come out. And my mother is at that point where she just wants me to do it. There's nobody else in the world that can do it. So I have to do it. And I'm fine with that. If that's going to make her sit down somewhere
And be safe, yeah.
and be safe,
Yep.
then that's fine. So we go, but trust me, with my daughter, because my daughter and my son both like, Mama, let me go to the store with you. They have on masks, they have on gloves, and if they don't, my son said, "Mom, I ain't putting all that stuff on." Okay, well, you ain't getting out the car.
There you go.
So as far as me and our household, I do my business from home. I can work from home. I check on my staff from home. I make sure that they are inside. We have a company where we take care of adults with intellectual disabilities.
Okay.
And it is imperative that they stay safe. Their immune systems are already low, compromised. So we haven't changed staff. We haven't added any new staff. We ask the staff to make sure as soon as you come in, please wash your hands. And they understand how fragile the individuals that we have are. So they have been excellent. Hands up to From the Heart staff. They have been excellent in making sure that they have kept the individuals safe. And that is my thing. I want them to make sure as soon as it came out, everybody got a letter so they could travel safely, because some of them get off really late so they could travel safely. We had to make sure, and I told everybody, no community outings, don't go to the store, don't have no food brought, unless it's your food from your house. Nobody can come and bring food, drop off food, none of that. We can't have it.
All right.
I'm not going to allow the simplicity, because if Kemp goes to a nail salon, I'll go to the nail salon he went to. Because you best make sure they're going to have that nail salon from the top to the bottom. He goes to the barbershop. I go to that barbershop. If he goes to the movie theater, I go to the movie theater with him, because he's not going to put him and his family in any kind of danger.
Right.
That he's saying, oh, y'all foolish people, y'all dumb people, y'all black folks that I know that's going to spend all y'all money in an emotional way. But if we stayed home as black people, period, stayed home, the economy would be worse for it, and he knows that.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yep.
Well,
Absolutely.
I know mine won't let me go nowhere now as it is, because y'all know I take her.
No, you keep trying to get out that house. You and your wheelchair. Stay home.
He won't. I promise y'all, he won't let he won't let me go nowhere. I mean, yeah, I can go to the grocery store with him, and I get in that buggy, and I make sure I have my sanitizer with me. But as far as going anywhere, no. The only places that we may go to is up the street to my son's house that way, and up the street to my son's house that way.
Yep.
That's
You know what? I mean,
that's
if you
it.
think about it, what are we really missing outside? What are we missing? Because
I'm enjoying it. I'm telling you.
I'm this is like, aside from, the death and everything, I'm living my best life. I'm spending my time with the people that I love and care about the most. And it's about being creative. We went out and we did a science project in the backyard, me and my three kids. We sit there and play board games together. We are learning about each other. Me and my husband, we've had so many deep conversations. We've been together 22 years, and we're still learning each other
Wow.
through this whole pandemic, through this stay at home and stay in shelter. So people have to stop looking at it like, oh, I'm missing out. I can't go here and I can't go. Sit your butt down. Get to know
Somewhere.
you. Yeah, get to know,
Yeah.
read a book, write a poem, do something.
Yeah, yeah. I said, but I said that too. I said a lot of things since this coronavirus has started, but I did say that this coronavirus is the time for families to reconnect.
Yeah.
You have to.
Because it was a lot of disconnect, and that's in my family as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
There's a lot of disconnect, and with this shelter in place, it has been. I'm gonna say it was a blessing for me. The shelter in place was a blessing for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it brought my family back.
Yeah.
Where
Wow.
they were. And we learned each other over and over again. That's even my family in Wisconsin, Indiana. We learning each other all over again.
Yeah.
And like I said, the only curse that I can see in this, because I don't call it a pandemic, I call it a crisis, but that's what it is to me. The only thing I can see in this crisis is that we can't do the things that we used to do, like go to the park.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a stickler for taking my grandbabies to the park.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a stickler for going out to eat dinner with my husband. We used to do that all the time. But hey, we still go out to eat dinner. We go get dinner and bring it back.
Bring it back. Yep. Yep.
Right.
Use this time to get your own. There's nothing like your own. Come up with a business plan. So when, unfortunately, that a lot of businesses are not going to be able to come back. So if you have the means to be able to invest or get a foreclosed business that you normally wouldn't have been able to get because of everything that's going on, start putting things in place for your legacy. People need to start thinking about that. We as Black people don't think about generational money and legacy. Let's do things that's going to help our children's children. So we're not dependent on a $1,200 check from the government.
You better say it, girl.
Yes.
Preach, preacher.
Yes. So Nisa, let me ask you a question. With you saying that, and with you in your business, has the coronavirus birthed more ideas into you?
Oh, sweetheart. Yes, ma'am. To the point that I remember, because again, so I do events, and the main thing that I've always wanted, but I said I would give myself 5 years, is I figured I need my own venue. Mm-hmm. And so my husband and I were laying in the bed one night, and because he brought that to me, he was like, Nisa, so many businesses are going, so many companies are going out of business, and buildings, they have to give them up to the bank or walk away from them and they lose them. He was like, let's start looking for a building for you. Mm-hmm. He was like, we got money. I can take, I got some money saved up. I want to invest in you. Let's start. So that's what we've been doing now. We've been talking to to real estate people, commercial real estate people about businesses, because again, it's not going to be like this always, but the plan is to be ready. You have to be ready. And so you have to start putting things in place, even if like financially, no, I don't have all the money, but I'm making the steps to start educating myself to know what it is I want, what part of town I want to be in, what things that I need that venue to look like, things like that. And then coming to figure out, what do I need? Do I need to start making sure my bank statements are in order? Do I need to start working on my credit? This is a time to do self-reflection and, getting closer to your family, but definitely put things in place that protect and put safeguards for your family.
And that's the thing is that something that Shonda has said, Shonda's been speaking some prophecy. Now she's been speaking it to me, and I keep telling her we got to share this. But one thing that she spoke was that this is the time for reset. That this was the time that if we reset and reset everything that we have, because what this has taught us is what is important and what is not important. What is detrimental and what is not. We have all been at the place where we think that our jobs and that dollar is going to save us. But for the people that have lost a loved one, I'm sure that they're feeling, if I can just get one more hour, one more minute with that person, because this has been the most cold-blooded disease and virus that I've ever seen, when people have to die alone. That is cold. That is hard. And so when you see that, or when you have a loved one that has died or committed suicide because they just cannot take it anymore, and then when you have to face the aftermath in New Orleans, my girlfriend was telling me, Shelly, people are breaking into these people's houses after they die. And I said, are you serious? And so these are the things that is going on. Wickedness among the earth has been so in your face,
running rampant,
that we have to see that it's not about the job that we have to go to. It's not about the report that we have to put in. It's not about that one last thing that we have to sell. And people's priorities have to be reset. And this is the time to reset it. Even though Georgia the Black people are not the majority in Georgia.
Right.
We are not the majority in this state, but we are a fist that can make a big dent.
That's right.
And if we understand our value,
right there,
even the ones that they're going after in the worst communities that have the worst crime, if they understand their value and understand that they have a part in this. This is history. This is history that we are in right now. Coronavirus will go down in history, just like Obama will go down as the first Black president in the United States. This coronavirus will go down as this is the first thing that took out millions and millions and millions of people in this way. Because if you notice, they have not said how many Blacks have died, how many whites have died, how many Hispanics have died, how many China people in the United States have died. They're not putting it in the race because they would see, people's eyes would be open and see. And I've looked it up. It's nowhere to be found. They're putting people as a whole. But if you look at how many Black people have passed away, it's sad. So you want me to bring up Kelly? What's that?
Hey y'all, how are you?
Hey Kelly.
Hey, she got me to come on.
Where's Shelley go?
Where's Shelley go?
How about Shelley?
I'm sorry, y'all. I I was trying to ask a
Hey,
question.
so how are you weighing in on all this, Kelly?
I was typing like crazy, so technically I've been weighing in.
Now,
But
Kelly, you work with the entertainment industry a lot.
Mhm.
You have a lot of people that are under you that are in the entertainment industry. How has it affected the people that you work with?
well, luckily I don't have to really deal with that aspect of it, but I am definitely still collabing with a lot of people that are in the entertainment industry. Um, Personally, with them being not allowed to have the concerts they were supposed to have, Coachella was canceled. Oh my goodness, pretty much all of the big events have been canceled. So that put a hindrance on a lot of those things because it doesn't just affect the artists, it affects the management, it affects the team, it affects the event planners. As my sister is up there,
Yeah.
up there. But it definitely put us in a pause. We are just now really getting to the point where everything is starting to catch up. So it's a lot more of the online interviews, online concerts, online this or online that, and that's kind of how we're moving right now. But the plus side is it's not going to stop too much later.
Right.
The PR field, public relations field that I hold a position in, I'll put it that way. We always work from home. So for us, the only thing that is kind of putting a pause on is, and y'all see, excuse my braid bun at the top, it's going to do is I don't think it's time for it to come down. But but the only thing that is really putting a pause
He's hanging
on with
in
us
there.
it's trying. Is that we're not really sure how to still keep every client in that top position, if that makes sense. It's easy when you can have 3 or 4 clients go to this interview over here and you perform at this interview with some other clients and then you have other clients that's doing, and it's consistent. But when we're all home, it doesn't work the same way. The clients I currently work with, I'm perfect with. I have a client who's still an actor and they just opened up online auditions. Perfect.
Okay.
I have my awesome client that's right here and she's doing things like this. And then I have, the other 2 clients that are authors. One that's in a print company. So those things are still flowing because people that are home are doing like what you said. They're thinking of things that they weren't able to do previously, and now they can. So on that aspect, it works. On the aspect of event, we just got to figure it out.
Right.
The fact that I'm also a nurse is the part that's killing me because I can't help. Like I would love to.
So Kelly, I have a question. A nursing question.
Ooh, this is gonna irritate me. Okay.
You look cute, girl. Okay, so they're saying that when the vaccine comes out, that everyone needs to go and get a vaccine. But then at the same time, they're saying if you have the coronavirus at one point, that you can re-get it and it can come back. So if you get the vaccine, which has the living part of coronavirus in it, which means that you are definitely going to get the vaccine. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that you're definitely going to get the vaccine that has the living virus in it. So now you have coronavirus. because you got the vaccine. But then they're saying that once you have it, there's still a possibility to get it again. So why get the vaccine in the first freaking place?
Okay. First, the vaccine that they've been trying to push has been pushed back. It has been revoked. It has been denied.
Okay.
That vaccine will no longer be coming out. For those that were not aware, the vaccine that they were trying to immediately push that has the patent that was officially approved in November. Guys, I hate not having the
You
exact date.
said November 2019.
Right. I was gonna give you the exact date. I've researched all of it, but that was actually created in part of Bill Gates, the CDC, and the MDC.
Mhm.
So that has been rejected. There is no current vaccine as of right now. But just so you're aware, just like people who get the flu vaccine, they still get the flu. It doesn't
Right.
matter if you get a vaccine or not. What people need to understand is these vaccines are not what you need to have. You can say, I don't want this. They can try to push it, but if you really pay attention to all of the vaccines that we've been giving children all of these years, now they're starting to come out saying some of these vaccines have caused our babies in the African and American community autism, ADHD, all of these other defects. They're not really trying to push the vaccine for everyone, let's be clear. They're trying to push the vaccine for certain classes, not just races, classes. It's something that every person needs to research. Stop just taking everything for face value. Just to answer your question, yes, even if you get the vaccine in regards to the coronavirus, which does not exist at this moment, you can still get it again. Understand that if you get the vaccine and you literally can just do the natural remedies, you don't even need a vaccine, but they're not going to tell you that.
So they said that coronavirus, okay, like AIDS and HIV and AIDS. So they said that the coronavirus was like telling someone that they had HIV. That this COVID-19 was telling someone like they had AIDS. Is that the same thing? Like one is symptoms and one is actually the disease? No? Okay.
No. The coronavirus is definitely a higher strain of the flu. There are more bacteria involved in it. So to be clear, for everybody that's saying this, I may not be able to practice my nursing at this time, but trust and believe, I am still making sure I stay on top of everything. To answer your question, it is not the same. It is a viral infection. So basically, if you get a cold, when you get a cold, your nasal cavity is the coldest area of your body. Anywhere else, it can warm up quickly. Your nasal cavity takes the longest to warm up.
Okay.
If you are doing something such as sitting in the sauna, doing anything to where it's steam coming to your face, no bacteria, including a cold, sinus infection, anything can survive.
Okay.
Thank you, Kelly. Thank you. I'm saying thank you. And not to interrupt you, my dad who is extremely sickly. He is a cancer survivor. He just finished his radiation and everything, and he has like all these other ailments that are going on with him. And that's what he told us. He was like, "Well, the corona." What he said is he was told that the virus is in all of us. But he was saying as long as, like you said, it's the nasal cavity. So he does those citrus steams every single morning. He said, because what you're doing is you're killing the bacteria with that steam. So me and my family, every morning, my kid's like, oh, mommy, I gotta do it again. Absolutely.
What's the
So
citrus steam? What is that?
So
go
the
ahead, Kelly.
citrus thing are orange peels. So people actually do several things, but you can do something as simple as orange peels, put it in the pot, let it boil, and keep the fire where it's boiling. Put your face over it and let the steam continue to run in your face for about 15, 20 minutes.
Yep.
And breathe in through your nose, breathe in through your mouth. It is gross. I'm not going to tell the story about that because you will get phlegm, your nose will start running, but it's pulling out all of that bacteria. It's pulling everything out that you don't even know is there sometimes. Because you
What are we doing
now, and eventually, you know, when you do this thing and you have all this stuff just coming out, and you're like, oh my God, where did it come from? But you'll realize, like for me personally, I have a severe respiratory infection. Exactly. You know, my bronchial tubes are not completely healed from a coughing spell, but I started the citrus steam. People put garlic in it. You know, anybody who knows anything about garlic, well, that's natural. Some people, not you. Some people put onions in it. You know, so they can inhale all of those naturals. Saute vegetables, drink tea, because basically what happens is once the coronavirus or any virus, if you really think about it, even when it comes to pneumonia, once it gets to its proper growth of strength in your nasal cavity, then it can come down your throat. Have you ever had a nosebleed and you say, "Oh, I can taste that blood"?
Yeah.
That's how it's traveling. And once it gets into your lungs, it's a little more difficult to really immediately pull it out, because now it's found and it's inhabited a home that, you know, right away you're not going to think, okay, wait, it's my lungs. You're going to think of everything else. It's my stomach, it's my back, it's my shoulders. Oh my God, it's my side. You're going to think of everything else. Your lungs. And you go, by the time you think of your lungs, now you have pneumonia. And pneumonia is fluid and phlegm builds up, and there's nowhere for it to go. So that's how people can get pneumonia. I've had triple pneumonia as a child, so I know all of those signs. To where you know, my mother, she tells me every time I talk to her, don't go outside, don't do this, don't do that, don't, make sure you don't, stay away from everybody. I'm like, Ma, stop. You know.
So Kelly, my mom told me today that she gets bronchitis every year, especially around when the pollen comes out. So her allergies trigger bronchitis. So now she has a touch of bronchitis, and I'm telling her to drink the teas, and I told her to smell the steam, but I didn't know about the citrus steam. So I'll tell her to do that. But people that deal with bronchitis, are they more susceptible? Will that help them?
Are they more susceptible to get the coronavirus, or are they more susceptible to the citrus thing? I need to know.
Are they more susceptible to get the coronavirus? Like my father-in-law, he's dealing with having cancer, and so it is at a point where they've had to raise the amount of chemo. They've had to give him a more stronger chemo to take care of the cancer that's there. So we know his immune system is already, but you know, a lot of people are saying, well, you know, they take so many medications already. They take high blood pressure, diabetes medication, they take heart medication, they take cholesterol medication, they take this. I don't know if we mix up a natural medication with it, if we drink teas that will help our nose and our respiratory, if that will affect his other medication. That's one of the questions that I've gotten, that, you know, he's on so many medications. I don't want anything to come in between all these other medications. And as Black people, we do have a lot of our older seniors that are taking heart medications, blood pressure medications, diabetes, seizure medication, blood thinning medication. and so they are more susceptible. But help us out.
Okay, so I want to I want to answer these in every part.
I know
First
that was
part
wrong. I'm sorry.
I want to say, no, it's okay. The first part I want to say is people who take high blood pressure medication, you can change that through natural remedies. So you come off of high blood pressure medication. Some high blood pressure medication is what actually causes either high or low blood pressure. Doctors aren't going to tell you that because each pill that they sell or they prescribe to you, they get a check for. Same thing with heart medicine. There are so many other natural remedies. I don't want to try to tell anybody this is what you should try and take your parent off of medicine.
Right.
Don't confuse that. But in regards to being susceptible to it, yes, ma'am. What can change that? Citrus steams, hot shower steams, anything where it's a steam. Vitamin C. Whether you get vitamin C pills, vitamin C gummies, or you triple on just taking in vitamin C, whatever natural. You know, oranges are vitamin C, which is why citrus steam works so well. To make sure your blood is flowing properly, you have your onions, you have your garlics, things that you can put into soups and stews, things that are hot. That's gonna kind of rebuild your immune system.
And turmeric.
Yes, turmeric and coumarin.
Number one. Oh my God. Turmeric is everything. Turmeric is life. I know people that actually make a turmeric tea. I have yet to reach that level yet, but it actually works.
I'm like the lady from the Frank's hot sauce. I'm like, I put that on everything. I put turmeric in everything.
Cabbage, put it in some
everything. Everything. I put it in my smoothies. I put it in my eggs. Everything. My kids. I put it in their oatmeal. I put it in everything.
We got
everything. Everything.
But I have all natural fruits in smoothies. I'm still trying to work up to the green smoothies. They just
I just made one today. I did strawberries, blueberries, spinach, turmeric, honey, Greek yogurt, not regular Greek yogurt, and evaporated milk. That is the key to a good smoothie.
Girl, we're gonna have to talk after this.
I'm gonna send that to me. But definitely to answer your question in regards to your parents, those are definitely things that, you know, if you just kind of, okay, so when it comes to esteem, I'm not sure the extent of your parents' movement, but you can do it several ways. You can sit them in a chair. I don't know if you have a hot plate, but you can sit a pot on a hot plate and kind of cover them with a blanket, but not for too long, because at the end of the day, you do have to keep in mind, you don't want to overexert them quickly, because already in age, they may get tired faster. But just something along that line. Oranges. I don't know if they like oranges or not, but if they eat oranges, eat oranges. Definitely turmeric, different things like that. Those things will help. But for people like us, I know, like I said, my immune system is not the best, but I don't claim it. So at the end of the day, I'll say my immune system is stronger than Superman's. You know what I'm saying?
All right now, Superman.
But then I have that one over there that'll check me and be like, no, it ain't. So, but just not allowing certain things to scare you.
Right.
That's something else. Fear itself is worse than the coronavirus, because you can cough, and I'm so serious, because fear is a virus. If you cough or if you sneeze, your mind is already so confused on everything that's going on. You're like, oh my God, do I have it? So now you're making yourself sick, because you're speaking into existence, and you may have just coughed because you swallowed wrong. It could be anything, but definitely just trying to stay ahead of it. You don't need to wait till you're sick to start doing things, just to make it simple things, literally. Stir fry some vegetables. You'll be surprised. That'll build up your immune system.
Yep.
Citrus tea with some oranges and some sea salt. That'll help
Yep.
that boil remain strong.
Yep.
Not
Okay.
a lot, just a little. You don't
I'm gonna
need
make
to
sure
be.
I tell them.
Oh, please. Do not stand your head over a stove and put a towel over while the fire is going.
Yes.
That will not help you.
Now that's a
No.
whole other remedies that we're gonna have to come up with.
Look, don't nobody have time to be calling the fire department, especially if you're home alone. Ain't nobody there to call. So just
Yeah.
keep the thing going.
Hey, we can have a Michael Jackson moment.
Michael Jackson.
Hey, I have a positivity challenge going on right now. We have to find a positive in all this crazy negative.
Yes.
And so just giving some good advice and being a listening ear and truly, doing like what you guys are doing, setting the record straight, is what's always needed.
I think it's knowledge is power.
Yes,
You know what I mean? And be willing to share and help your fellow man. When you hear about something that like the steam, so many people didn't like. My dad told me, I was like, Daddy, I never heard about that. But he could have been like so many people. Oh, I got this information. I'm gonna hold this to myself. I'm not gonna tell anybody. We have to help each other be better. We have to be better as a people. So again, I think knowledge is power. When you learn something, reach back and bring the next person what you teach them, so they can share with the next person. So we collectively can be better as a collective.
That is.
I am a true believer that I will not have somebody's blood on my hands if I could have helped prevent it in any possible way.
Absolutely.
That's why you became a nurse.
Yep.
You know what?
That's the calling of a true nurse.
It's definitely a major reason that I did become a nurse. But because of me being so sickly, I kind of needed to understand what was happening myself.
Yeah.
And then, outside of that, I was a trauma nurse. So I worked in the ER. I saw a lot.
Yeah.
And before I did that, I was a dispatcher for the police and fire department in Chicago. So I saw even more.
Yes, you did.
So Kelly, do you think medically wise, hospital wise, EMCs or EMTs wise,
EMT.
fire department wise, emergency room wise, are we as Americans ready to go back?
No.
No.
No, ma'am. The one thing that, and I'll be honest, so because I have a spinal injury, I can no longer practice nursing. But I can honestly say that if they fulfill this notion of opening any city back, because Texas is talking about opening next week.
Yep.
Or is it this week? But if they open any city back, I guarantee a lot of those that have some type of medical training, we are going to have to go in full effect. And, it's something that I can't lie. Like I said, fear is a virus itself, but that scares the crap out of me because I know physically I'm not supposed to. But if I see something, and Shonda can bear witness, if I see something happen before me, I am one to jump, and I'm that run to it instead of run away from it.
Yeah.
So if it happens, I know I need to get prepared. And she's probably gonna fuss at me. Look, you see that, right? Yeah. See, those are called, for those that don't know, that's also my big sister. Those are called threats with the eyes. So y'all my witnesses. But no, it's true. If you notice, a lot of healthcare professionals are, excuse my language, pissed off.
Yeah.
Because we know that this is not a joke. It's not a game. And, I've already been called to go to New York. I had to say no. Did I want to say no? No. That one over there probably would have hog-tied me if I tried to go somewhere. But still,
right.
Once it happens here, I'm home.
Mm-hmm.
I can't realistically say I can go down the street and see somebody pass out and I'm knowing what's happening to them and not jump into action.
Right.
Which puts me now at risk of somebody who, one, has a spinal injury, and two, is prone to catching anything that you may have immediately. You know, so now I have to put my family in a situation of not getting them sick, but not knowing if they're going to see me again, because
Right.
that's my position. That's my field, you know, whether I can do it still or not. But once you know, you cannot just realistically turn your back. So no, we're not ready. I don't like it. I wish he'd go sit down somewhere, because he's about to kill a lot of people.
Yep.
All of them, every city, you know, even the ones that's, what is it, in Pennsylvania, I think, that they're protesting with rifles. What are you doing? You know, like, it's a disregard. I'm sorry. The economy may not be at its best right now, but if you kill off everybody, the economy ain't gonna be good either.
Right.
So
Right.
now what you gonna do? So you didn't kill off everybody that you need to spend money so you can make money, but now you can't make money. They definitely can't make it after they dead. So now what?
Right.
Wow.
I mean, that's just being real.
Man,
That
You need to
is.
take
That, I mean,
realistically
why?
what's about to happen. I know how to do my own nails. I've been doing nails since I was a freshman in high school or
Better
sophomore
say
in high
it.
school. So
You
I'm
better
not worried
say
about
it.
that.
I guess I'm gonna have to go natural.
My
I
own
guess I'm gonna
nails.
have to go.
I'm
I
not
guess
worried
I'm gonna have to
about
go
it.
natural.
Hallelujah.
Either I'm gonna have to go natural. I'm gonna have to learn how to do my own nails. So
Go
Well,
natural. Natural is the way to go.
Natural is the way to go.
And you guys, this is the main reason why I wanted to come on here and do this conversation about reopening America, because we all just sat here and we just said our feelings and how we feel about opening America. And then on top of that, we had a healthcare professional come on, and she shared, her thoughts and her wisdom
yeah,
about this going on. So, you guys, I truly thank you for coming on and being a part and sharing your wisdom and knowledge, Ms. Lisa. Because when I said it was crazy what you had just posted, and I got myself posted, it was like, I'm gonna go talk about that exact same thing.
Right.
So, right. So I truly thank each and every one of you for coming on here and helping me talk to the people about what's going on and why we feel like America shouldn't open right now, or just not America. So I'm Georgia shouldn't open right now, because to me it's too soon. And we have
yeah.
I keep my grandkids. I got grandkids here with me now, and I got a 5-month-old grandkid that I see pretty much every day. And I can't risk that along with my own health issues and the rest of my family health issues. I can't risk it.
Right.
So, I mean, if my
Right.
kids want to go get into water, I go to Walmart, get them a swimming pool and put it in the backyard, and that's all the
I know that's
There you
real.
go.
Yeah.
Please fill up the tub. Go play.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, look. I ain't trying to put the dude that my son was so hot the other day. He ran some water in the tub and played with the water in the tub.
We get creative.
That's right. Hey, that's what black folks are used to doing. That's what they're used to doing. When things get hard, they don't sit and say, "Ooh, I can't." They say, "Wait a minute.
Improvise.
I got this pot. I got this pan. I got an onion and a potato. We got a meal."
Yep.
Right. So you guys, I
have a comment. I know you mentioned something about this being reopening, but it came to me earlier. It was a post that came to me that in 1918, for the Spanish flu, Philadelphia prematurely ended the quarantine from the Spanish flu and threw a parade in order to boost morale for the war effect. Over 200,000 people lined up the streets on that late September day. Within 72 hours, every bed in Philadelphia, 31 hospitals were filled. 4,500 people died from the flu. and others were uncounted due to the high number
Wow.
of injuries and possible deaths. So this isn't new.
Nope.
I hope they actually don't repeat the same mistake because, it seems like they haven't learned, or maybe they just don't want to research what happened with the Spanish flu.
Yeah. I just want to make one comment. I've talked about African American people and Black people on this show a lot today. But to really be serious, it's all people, all colors of people. And the reason why we're getting hit so hard is because of the illnesses that we do have within our community. So people of color, be wise, stay home, do what you have to do to make sure that you'll be okay.
Yep.
If you have to go back to work, I understand that. But if you don't have to go back to work and you can work from home, please do not go on your emotions. Stay home.
Yep, because you don't want to run to the nail salon and the hair salon to get casket sharp.
Oh, that hurt. Oh,
Preach, preacher.
you got a collar on your life, girl.
Well, you guys, this
sounds
has really been amazing.
See,
Amazing.
thank God for me, because I'm bald head. I can shave it.
I truly thank all of you guys for coming on
Thank you.
here and being a part of this, because this needed to be said and this needed to be heard. So I'm truly grateful for you all jumping on here with me, and for the viewers leaving your comments. I truly thank you all, because I wanted to hear from you. I wanted to know how you guys felt about all of this, because we are here for you. We are the voice of the people. We are the voice of the voice. So thank you guys for tuning in. You can tune in to us again this week. Tomorrow, if you guys would like to tune in, yes, please tune in to A Woman's Point of View. Tuesday, we will be having the Vixen herself. So tune in Tuesday for A Woman's Point of View at 7 p.m. Followed by Thursday is The Way with Shelly LJ, where her guest would be Miss Tamika Allen Dokes. And Friday, the Chill Zone will be Mr. Stan Hurd at 7 p.m. on Inspiration 98.7. So tune in to listen, or other than that, you have to catch it on YouTube for the reviewing. So thank you guys for tuning in. We sure appreciate you guys being a part. And Miss Nisa is one of our sponsors, y'all. I forgot to tell y'all. So over the top event.
All right. So sometime in 2021, we will have that special party and that special get down where when we're safe and everything is good, and when you have your own venue.
Yes, let's claim it. Yes.
We will be at your venue having our Inspiration 98 Freedom Party.
Love it. Our freedom party. Yes, ma'am.
Well, let's hope that she gonna have that in the months of realistic wellness.
Yes.
Yes. Absolutely.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We love you. Peace out. Peace out.
Peace out. Bye. Wait. So, Nisa,
don't nobody hang up.
What is your favorite radio station?
Let me think. Inspiration 98.7.
What about Kelly? Kelly, what is your favorite radio station?
My favorite, have so many, but I guess number one would be Inspiration 98.7.
Okay. Shelly, Shonda, and Roy. Let's say it together. 1, 2, 3. Inspiration 98.7. Okay.
Yeah, I gotta work on that.
Yeah. Hi, y'all.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.